Good day everyone, welcome to a new update. It has been Christmas and I've been not too much offline to be honest, as the market has been going crazy, but still enjoying the vacation a little bit here. But today we're going to make a market update as the market has been going crazy. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel before we start and to follow me on Instagram. I've just hit 6,000 followers on Instagram, so probably tomorrow I'll be going live on Instagram to answer all your questions that's not related to charts. So just about investments and stuff. Probably I'm going to do that tomorrow to end off this year. However, what do we see on the charts above? We do see that we've had a beautiful retest. So small recap of what occurred in the previous week is that XRP has been showing a tremendous drop down, which actually triggered the rest of the market to go with it. And for instance, Chainlink hit $7.50, $8 in that range. And that was the moment that I said, okay, this is going to be the altcoin capitulation. This is a trigger that we are waiting for. And since then, we actually see that altcoins are doing relatively well. So for instance, what do we see in this chart that I've made on the altcoin market cap is that we've had this retest of the previous high. We had the retest of this gray block here in which we make the support resistance flip, in which we are likely going to continue that momentum, in which we might be continuing a range bound construction as we still have to break the crucial resistance between 230 and 250 billion. But once we break through that resistance zone, it's very likely that we're going to accelerate, which is still fitting the ID and the plan or thought process that we're going to have a significant altcoin period in the first quarter of 2021, as it's always the same. First, Bitcoin makes its run, then Bitcoin corrects and stabilizes. That's the moment that altcoins will start to surge, as Bitcoin will just start its grind upwards, and then altcoins will have that period in which they make significant rallies. And that's still what I'm expecting, which I'm also expecting the Bitcoin dominance to be topping out during December. And we are most likely getting there, as we just witnessed a heavy run upwards on the dominance chart, in which we are most likely turning around. Significant part that you should be adding to this momentum on the dominance chart is that XRP is a very big altcoin, which triggered this acceleration on the dominance chart. But we can see that we've got those wicks here, implying that we are most likely getting towards a top structure on the dominance chart as well. ETH, BTC, what do we see? We do see that we have closed above a significant level, in which we did see this resistance at 0.4 sats. We do see the resistance or the rejection at this resistance as after we have broken or broke above the accumulation range. Such a resistance was found with a bearish divergence. And since then, we've been looking at the range around 0.25 Satoshis for support, which it is finding support there. What do we want to see right now? Well, we do see a seriously strong weekly candle. This is the 3-day chart, but you want to see further upwards momentum. So given this significant bounce in the previous days, it's very likely that the BTC chart of ETH has bottomed out. So the case of Bitcoin consolidating and correcting and altcoins BTC pairs bouncing up, that is what we are seeing here, as this bounce occurred the moment that Bitcoin started its correction. And we do see here that we've made a target zone at 25.9k, which was based on Fibonacci extension. Right now we've actually rallied towards 28.3, but this drop down, during that drop down, ETH BTC has actually bounced upwards, indicating that there is more strength towards altcoins, or there is money going towards altcoins, given that the upwards risk reward ratio for Bitcoin is not significant right now, as it just went 3x in a vertical move. The upwards potential and the risk reward ratio is currently in altcoins or in the remainder of the cryptocurrency market. So the spotlight will slowly drain away from Bitcoin towards those other altcoins, in which the next Ethereum killer is probably going to be shouted in this altcoin momentum again. But the key point is that Bitcoin will most likely start to consolidate, act slower, in which money will go towards those altcoins. And that's one of the signals that you're seeing in BTC pairs bouncing up. So, for instance, Silica has been doing relatively well as well. What do we see on the Bitcoin chart? This is a higher time frame chart. Based on this, we can see that the recent higher low is still at 17.5k, but we also have this block on the daily chart, which is most likely going to be support at this point. So the levels to watch at this point is this block. Even if we lose 23k, we should be looking at this 19.5k zone. In the most utterly bearish case at this point, that is going to grant us that 30% correction. So first of all, if we do get a further correction and range bound construction on Bitcoin, this block around 23k is going to be the first support zone where we are most likely going to bounce from. The second level is 19.5k, and either way, if we construct a range, this is going to be the range for some period, or it's going to be this range for some period, all depending on how heavy that correction is going to be. Most likely a more bullish perspective is that ETH BTC is bouncing upwards, facing first resistance at 0.28 at this point. However, if we consolidate some more, and I've been discussing this, we are going to get a falling wedge in which we break out later in Q1, and most likely are going to have a bullish cycle for altcoins from that perspective. So that's the small update on the markets right now. Slight update on Chainlink. Chainlink has been testing its range low, as you can see. I'm not assuming that we're going to get in this range again, but this week is actually showing the altcoin capitulation here, in which most likely we're just going to hold above $10, which was also the level, or one of the levels that I've been watching. If we do get this flip at 11:30, most likely we're going to continue. But overall, the conclusion of the markets right now is that it's actually doing what I thought it would be doing, which is altcoin BTC pairs bouncing up while Bitcoin is correcting, in which the correction on Bitcoin will most likely take some time, and altcoins will start to surge after Bitcoin's bottomed out, or at least they're already rallying. So that's the update for today. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh one.